to Holland, Michigan because I felt called, spiritually called, to move somewhere else a year ago. Well, I actually felt it since almost before I even moved to Grand Haven, but then it just felt like the love of my life was worth staying for. And so my idea of a place became him rather than the actual place. And so even though the place wasn't quite right for me and led to a lot more problems, they were easy to bear, well, hard to bear, but felt right to bear because I had found, the person I wanted to be with. And that feeling of a compass, when a person becomes your compass like that, like when you know a person is good for you, that's something to be really grateful for. And so it was easy to kind of override. That is not right. That one's wrong. Okay, hold on. That's better. Wait. It's a guitalele, and I don't really know. I know that the shapes are the same as a guitar, not a ukulele, but because everything's up a fifth, I can't really think the thought. This is a G chord like I normally can when I'm playing the G chord shape on a guitar. It's like playing a G chord with a capo 5. For music nerds out there. And so that's why my ear is normally how I know my shapes. So normally when I make this shape, I think the thought G. But because I can't do that, I'd have to think of it like more like a ukulele with the top 2 strings being wrong. So if it's more like ukulele, then that top string is this, and then it's like a C chord on ukulele. And right now what's coming out is a C chord. And then I have to think A minor for this one, which on ukulele would just be that. And then this is the extra string, which now it's an E minor shape on a guitar, but an A minor chord is coming out. So again, capo 5. And I can't think in transposing because I have perfect pitch, so that actually really hurts my brain. So I actually have to not think the letter names while I play these shapes. I just have to think, I know some guitar shapes, and then just try them at random. And I have to not think too hard about it. And that's why my chord progressions on that one song, Weather Patterns in My Mind, are interesting to me. Not like normal shape, it's not a normal progression like I do. It's kind of like a Mazzy Star thing with like a flat 5 chord, I think. Yeah, it's a G chord followed by a D minor chord. It's a very 90s kind of sound to go from a major 1 chord to a minor 5 chord. It's not inside the key to go to a minor 5 chord because a D minor, whoops. A D minor chord has an F in it, and if you're in the key of G, that has F sharps in it. So it's an anomaly. Whenever you use a note that's not in the scale, even in just the chords, then you're using an anomaly, which a lot of songs do that, use an anomaly chord. A common example would be like if you're in a major key, and then you go flat 6 chord, flat 7 chord, back to 1. It's very like dun 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 dun, like kind of has that kind of sound, but it's so common that nobody thinks of it as an anomaly anymore, especially in like cinematic music. I can't do it on here. Whoops. I'll give you an example because I'm being a little OCD about this right now. So it'd be like if I'm in the key of C. It's very like I'm playing a video game. That was a 1 chord, 4 chord. I could even loop around in real basic sounds. 5 chord, 1 chord, then I could be be like 4 chord, which is an F in this key, and then like a A minor, which is minor 6 in this key, and then I could be like flat 6, flat 7, 1, and I could show you my hand. Oh my gosh, I just will. I actually can't tell if you can see it. So here's the key, and then what I was using at that ending spot shouldn't have had black keys in it, so that's called a flat 6 chord, because this is a 6 chord, minor 6, but I'm going to use a major chord of a flat 6 chord, so it's an A flat major chord, and then I'm going to use a flat 7 chord, which is a B flat major chord, but as you can see, there are no A flats or B flats or E flats in the key of C major, so those chords shouldn't be in that key, but it's really common to add those like as an anomaly chord at the end of something. Dun, 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 dun. So that's like, you know, the end of Mario or something like that, I think. Oops. Music theory. You're welcome. You don't even have to pay me. You can, though, if you want to tip me or something. I can't do like a serious teaching channel because there's about 10,000 serious teaching channels, and you have to be really organized and methodical, and that's just not who I am. You also don't have to pay me for that tip, even if you use it. Like, I don't care. I didn't invent it. I mean, I did pay to learn it, but I also was paid lots of money over the years with music jobs, so whatever. But I do give lessons, honestly and sincerely, and also I do accept tips. And, you know, I'd almost rather receive tips just for some poetic feeling you get in your heart after listening to a song. I would rather accept tips if you are, like, wanting to, like, buy a t-shirt. I sell t-shirts at jessicaandtherainbow.bandcamp.com. There's a button on that page that says merch. And you want to rep me with a t-shirt, then that's win-win. Then you're not even tipping me. You know, I'll make like a $4 or $5 profit or something. Maybe not by the time I ship it, but you know, I make a little money. You get a t-shirt. That's win-win. If you want to tip me for helping you have a spiritual awakening or an emotional awakening, I would rather you tip me for that than for music theory knowledge, to be perfectly honest. But okay, I'm gonna write a song. Oh yeah, I tuned to the guitalele. I need a keyboard first. Wow, that wave is huge. It's out past the icebergs. Hold on, it's kind of loud. Okay. When you're in the calm of your mind, when you think that things are really fine, and you get by most of the time, just being alive, and in time and in tune with what you are. It takes a whole new attitude to get smart and wake up to the ways you've made yourself afraid of everyone and everything. It's like being in school and being obsessed with being cool. You know you've outgrown it. You know you've outgrown it. But it's like a drug, and I'm sorry that I took it for so long. In the name of a song, in the name of anything but you, and I was afraid to admit it, but I'm afraid to admit song bank says, Ode to Joy. I feel like I want to call that an ode to Jesus. I'm not one to say that word, to evoke that name. There are so many reasons and so many things about the name and the word Jesus that bother me. I don't like the debates. I don't like the history. I don't like churches in America most of the time. I don't like the infighting. I don't like the dividing and the splitting in the name of the Holy Spirit. I don't like the attacks. I don't like the viciousness. I don't like the politics around it. I don't like, or around him, I don't like almost anything about the story except the actual story and the way I was going to say heart, but my heart feels clear just from the Holy Spirit. I mean, I feel aligned with something very holy and spiritual. So whether or not you don't, like, if you don't like the term Holy Spirit, that's fine. You can say it a different way. I feel aligned all the time with my heart as a compass, and I feel in tune with something that I can feel. I guess I don't want to say separate from Jesus. I mean, I'm sure it's because of Jesus. If you believe the Bible at all, then it's because of Jesus. But, you know, that we would even have access to something like the Holy Spirit. We shouldn't. If you believe the Bible, then we shouldn't have anything. We should just be devastated and cast out. That's what the very beginning of the Bible would be. And that's also, you know, the Torah in Judaism. So it's like, that's what we should be and feel. But this rebirth, feeling reborn since I was in high school, and I was raised in the church too. But feeling reborn in faith is touchy because I've seen it so much from the outside too. And from the outside, it does not look good the way some Christians are representing Jesus, but I'm not called to attack that. And in fact, attacking that has weakened my own faith, and it's weakened other people's faith. And so I've learned that I need to not attack it. I can state it plainly that I think that there is all kinds of hypocrisy and corruption, and it's obvious. So I'm not hurting anybody's faith, I think, by saying that. That's just obvious. Like, you could look at like the history of the Catholic Church when it comes to molestation of young boys, and I imagine girls too. Like, but then that'd be the same as saying, well, I don't believe in family systems because things happen behind closed doors to 1/3 or 1/4 of all children everywhere in terms of childhood sexual abuse, which it does. And I know I've read many books on that topic. And those are just the reported cases. So then do I say I don't believe in families? Or do I just say I don't believe in people? Do I say I don't believe in lies? I don't believe in evil. I don't believe in covering things up. I don't believe in being covert and hidden. And as I say those words, I become afraid of my own desire to cover up and hide things that I've done that I'm ashamed of, that I'm not proud of. And I don't need to, every time I think that thought, bring all of them to the light to you for you to redeem me. This is between me and my maker, you know? Like, but it's hard. It's very hard to live in that. It, like, hurts. But it's safer, I think, and it feels better, I think. Or maybe feels better is the wrong word, because feels good makes me think of, like, people who would want to sell their soul to the devil. Which I've tried. Like, that's how dark I've gotten in dark times. And I was living in a haunted apartment with a haunted cat, and I didn't want that story. And I feel in hindsight like I was trying, like something was trying to save me from that, but I chose that story anyway. And once I chose it, everything in my life got very dark. Including staying with somebody because he threatened he would kill himself. And told me later that he wasn't serious. I've been manipulated to the ends of this earth, emotionally, physically, spiritually. And that's nothing to be ashamed of. If you've been manipulated and gullible and trusting of people, Shame doesn't heal that. Don't be afraid. Don't be ashamed. You can't not do something here. Be at peace. Use your voice. Speak your mind until you find the choice. It's like a door in your mind. It's like a door that isn't closed. It's been open for you this whole time, and you're the guest at the wedding feast. You weren't who he wanted you to be, but that's okay. Just unbind your feet, put on some clothes, and let the whole world know. The whole world know you made a choice. It wasn't yours to make. Anyway, you took it all away. You took it all away. You tied yourself up in knots, and you gave yourself a heart attack. You lost your laughter down to the bone. You were alone down to the bone. You were alone, alone, alone down to the bone. You were alone down to the bone. You are alone. Oh, 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 oh. You were alone, alone. You were alone, alone, alone. You're not alone anymore. All right, well, I'm gonna go home and eat some lunch, get some work done, maybe. We'll see. Bye.